This is Brad A. Milford with the Unlimited Business Wisdom Podcast, where business owners are making 5 to 6, 7, 8, 9 figures or more. Who cares? It's not really about the money when you're an entrepreneur, really, is it? It's 6 questions in 9 minutes because transforming possibility leads to reality. So let's get right to it. Question number one. In a few sentences, tell me who you are and what you do.
My name is Jeff Banek, aka the Funnel Doc. A lot of people know me more as that than even my real name, which is sort of funny. I coach I used to build funnel ecosystems that would generate millions, and now I teach others how to do that so they can have freedom and wealth that they've always seeked online.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it, man. Love it. The doc. That's how I know you, as the doc. Yep.
It's funny, man. I have had so many people like at Funnel Hacking Live, they'll come to me and like, you're the funnel doc. Like, I don't really know your name, but you're the funnel doc. So this branding choice actually was probably one of the, other than of course getting 2 commas, one of the best choices I ever made, just because now it's so well known, the funnel doc, the brand is really stuck out and has served me really well. Here's something funny, not to get off your questions too much, but a lot of people don't realize, like, now it's cool. People like funnel doc, that's cool. It's whatever, but when I first started it out a couple years ago, it was very scary, man, to go to, like, for instance, the very first time I went all in was at Funnel Hacking Live, and here's 3,000 people and I'm putting on my jacket, and you don't know if they're going to make fun of you or not. Now it's great, but back then it could have been silly. So anyway, I don't want to get off our time too much, but just realize sometimes, guys, you got to be willing to do the scary stuff, because the things you get out of it can be exponentially, like, something you never thought possible. So anyway.
Heck yes. And that is some serious value right there that you just actually, I don't want that to escape anybody. I like to stretch and just do it. I love it, man. I love it. Thank you.
Of course.
Question number 2. What's the best thing about being in business?
I've been in business in many forms, but I think now being an entrepreneur, it's just the freedom you have, to control your own destiny. Before, I was very limited belief mindset, a scarcity mindset. I can only see so much, because sometimes in your job where you're at, you can only see so much. Like $100,000 is a ton of money, man. That is a ton of money. And that used to be my dream, would be like maybe to have my own fitness gym and make 150 grand a year. And that was like, cool, I'd be great. But if you don't know anything's possible beyond that, I mean, heck, when we launched Kevin David, the first funnel, we did $1.2 million in 57 days. At that time, it was the record for ClickFunnels. We had 2 days that were over 100,000. I'd never seen money like that before. I didn't know it was possible. But when you start seeing it and you realize it's possible, you can replicate it. It's really just being able to realize there's so much more. It's so much more out there than you could ever believe, man. And come from that, there's plenty for everybody. That's the other thing. There's plenty for everybody, man. You got to be willing to share, because it'll come to you tenfold, brother.
Love it. I absolutely love that. And it's so, so true. Thanks for sharing that, Jeffrey.
Of course.
Question number 3. So even during these unprecedented times, these are crazy times right now, but even during these times, especially in the digital space, like, we're hearing from other business owners that are getting so much business that the chaos sometimes causes overwhelm. Tell me your thoughts on that, Jeff.
Yeah, that's a good one. It can be overwhelming or underwhelming, depending on how you look at it too, because some people, they see the virus as a setback, and others look at it as like, hey, how can I not monopolize on the virus? Never that, but be able to use what's happening really in the world to be able to shift their business, because sometimes that's what's had to happen. If you look now, for instance, 24-Hour Fitness, I think 3 days ago, announced bankruptcy. They're not going to open. So if you're an affiliate now, how can you got to be willing to pivot. And that's something too. If something fails, realize that's just one step closer to your success, whatever it is. Let's say you had to fail 5 times to really succeed. How fast, if you knew you had to fail 5, how fast would you fail those 4 to get to 5 so you could win, right? So fail faster, but do it with purpose, not to get off point. Sorry, but.
You're right on point, man. I absolutely love it. That's awesome. Thank you. Question number 4. What other successful business owners, of course, like yourself, should be on the Unlimited Wisdom podcast?
I mean, if you're looking, I've been so blessed, man. I mean, I really have been so blessed to have been able to meet and engage with so many people on so many different levels. If you want to learn about like e-com and stuff like that, then Kevin David's awesome. If you want to learn about courses, then my buddy Dan Henry. If you want to learn about how to do coaching programs and how to coach people to success, Akbar Sheik's a good friend of mine. He's amazing. If you want to learn about Facebook group, another buddy of mine, Arnie Geske, is like the Facebook group guru. He knows all about that. I mean, these are, some of the people that get him on here would definitely add a ton of value to the show for sure.
I love it. I love it. And I love how you point at like, this is the person that's expert at this. And this is the person that's when you're an entrepreneur, that's what you do. That's what you figure out. Who's good at what? And you start surrounding yourself with those people. Love it. Thank you so much.
It's funny when you mention that when you start out, I think everybody at some degree at that like between $10,000 and $100,000 you first make, you sort of have to be a jack of all trades and do it all because you just don't have the monetary resources to hire a team. But once you hit that six figures, 10,000 a month or something like that, you really have to start looking at if you want to go beyond that. If you're cool with 100 grand, which is a ton of money a year, stay there. You can still do it on your own, but to scale to 7, 8 and beyond, you have to have a team and realize you have a specialty. I have a specialty. She has a specialty. And it's surrounding yourself with those people and their specialties that's going to make you a powerhouse because no one knows it all, especially like, dude, I know a lot about Facebook ads, but there's a ton of people that know way more than me. So why am I going to do that? Why not get them in their groove and I can handle mine, So.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Question number 5. You've already dropped so much value. Question number 5. What piece of wisdom would you share with other business owners?
The number one thing that I think people don't realize, whether you're brick and mortar, online, whatever, is you need to know your avatar. Who is your target perfect market? So often people are like, oh, I'm a personal trainer, so everybody wants to lose weight, so everybody's my client. No, that's like saying that if you sell water, everybody wants to buy, but there's certain people that buy Dasani or Aquafina or whatever, and you have to realize for everything there's a market and you have to know who you're speaking to. Because if I go in a room full of people and yell, hey, I've got, let's say, fitness product, people are going to be like, dude, this guy's crazy, stand up in the room. But if I go to a place where people are working out and I go, hey, I got a fitness product, people might turn and start listening. You have to know who your perfect person is. What is their age? Are they male? Are they female? A guy and a girl have to be spoken to differently. What's their education level? What's their experiences before? Let's say, again, fitness. If they've tried and failed, you're going to have to speak different to the person that's never done it before. These are all things that if you don't do the research before and figure out before you ever go to market, before you ever try to sell your product, I will guarantee you will maybe do okay, but in the end, you'll never hit your goals like you wanted. Have to know your avatars, no matter the business.
Love it. Absolutely love it. So true. Like product market fit, you got to nail it. I absolutely love it, man. Thanks for sharing that.
Of course, man.
Let's switch gears for a second.
Sure.
Let's do something fun, right? We work to live, not live to work, right? So what's the most fun vacation you ever had?
Dude, I've been very blessed. I've done a lot of traveling. I've lived all over the world. I've lived in Tokyo, Sicily. I've lived El Salvador. I even lived for a year. I've lived all over the world and been very blessed to have traveled a lot. But I have to say the time that my wife and I went to, we went to Europe. We went to Amsterdam for 4 or 5 days, took a train from Amsterdam to Paris, stayed at Paris for 4 days, saw Eiffel Tower, took a train from there to Berlin, my wife loves Lady Gaga. We saw a Lady Gaga concert in Berlin, and then flew home. But that was an incredible vacation that I was blessed. We took that probably about 7 years ago now, maybe roughly. But yeah, that was a blast.
Nice. The doc is due to go back again.
Yeah, definitely. Love traveling, man. This has been a great experience since I've started doing this over the last 3 years. Well, you've traveled, we went to, I went to speak at a conference in Puerto Vallarta. We went to all over to the East Coast. We went to on the Tucumã Club cruise to the Caribbean. I mean, it's just been an amazing journey. And I just have been really blessed, and hopefully this can inspire someone to be able to keep pushing through and know that, like, you didn't get into my story here, but just realize 3 years ago, anybody listening, it got so bad that we had to pawn my wife's wedding ring just to pay rent. And now we're not doing too bad. We'll just say that. She's definitely got a new wedding ring and all that. But just realize in a short amount of time, we were so broke that we were in a dire straits, the worst life you could ever imagine, or at least felt like it at the time. And now, you know, things are quite better off, and we're doing pretty good. So anyway, thanks a lot for having me on, man. I really appreciate it.
No, love having you on, man. What's the website when somebody sees this, hears this, and they're like dying to reach out to you? Like, what's the best way to get in touch with you, man?
If you just want to get like an overall, you can go to funneldoc.com. But if you want to get like coaching, which is one of the things I specialize in now, you can go to funnelacceleratorcoaching.com, and that will have everything you need to know about everything right there.
Awesome. Everything about everything. I love it. This
go.
is Brad A. Milford with the Unlimited Business Wisdom Podcast, where business owners making 5, 6, let's just say a ton of money now, right? Like, share their wisdom globally and create impact. Thanks for joining us.
Later.